Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. We welcome you all back to our show, as well as tuning in on our online affiliates around the world. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. Author Ilene Nugent is joining us today to talk to us not only about her literary journey, but what it's been like for her to entertain and inspire her readers, as well as to connect with them online. Ilene has 2 books that are available through our friends at Amazon.com. One is called Visions of a Blind Man, and the newest is called Between Two Worlds. We'll talk about the latter book a little bit later, as well as let you all know how you can get your own copy of each. Ilene, hello to you, and welcome to the program.
Hi, Cyrus. How are you doing?
Hey, doing really good. Glad to speak with you, Ilene. As I said, we're going to talk about the books a little bit later. I want to start off, though, by talking about this experience as a storyteller. What has it been like for you to be able to do what you love when it comes to writing, Ilene, and then to be able to share it with the world the way that you're able to?
It's been exciting, really exciting, very happy. I'm really happy to see how everyone is embracing my work and the smile on their faces, and just excited to connect with people, just around the world and get their feedback, what they think of my books. And I'm really overwhelmed with their excitement, just sharing and embracing my journey along with myself.
Right. And I think the great thing about it, Ilene, is we're able to see, even through social media, your person-to-person interaction with people, as well as your online audience. I mean, is that really one of the most gratifying parts of being able to connect with people you've never met who have found you online, being able to enjoy your work, and then to be able to share what they think about it?
Yes, I'm really excited that they actually get to come on social media, read a lot of things, words I put out there in the sense of motivation, inspiration, not just about the book, but my experiences in touch with God and everyone around. It's just been wonderful. I just love connecting and communicating. So just being in touch with everyone around me, it just makes me feel really, really good that people are enjoying not just my work, but understanding where I'm coming from and getting to share their experiences with myself, and we can relate amongst each other what our feelings are and how the book has actually helped them, not just by it being a fantasy or thriller, but there's also spirituality within the books, and there's something to take away from the author's notes once they finish reading the books.
Yeah. Well, I think one of those messages definitely comes through in the book Between Two Worlds, Ilene. The importance of believing in oneself. You actually made a post beginning the year, actually, on Instagram on January the 28th is when you actually posted it on Instagram. And the meme said this: "Believe in yourself, and you will be unstoppable." When did you first realize for yourself, Ilene, the importance of believing in oneself and in your gift?
I was at a very young age. When I was 8 years old, my sister, my cousins, they started reading a lot of Harlequin romances, and I wanted to read what they were reading. And I saw the excitement on their faces of what they were reading, how intrigued they were. And I told myself, you know what, I want to have that same feeling, not just through reading, but through writing. And it just gave me that self-confidence that, you know what, why read someone else's work when I can do my own? So I asked my dad's cousin to, lend me one of his books, and I started reading a novel at 8 years old, and it really made me feel like, you know what, I can do this. And it gave me the strength. It just gave me the inner strength as a young kid, but I had that level of understanding my surroundings because of how I grew up with my family. So that kind of balanced me, and growing up, it just became much more stronger that when you put God first in your life, everything is unstoppable.
Right. Exactly. And you've been able to use that not only, of course, in your experience as a storyteller, but even in life as an entrepreneur as well. One of the things I noticed on your Facebook fan page, Ilene, is how you're able to enjoy the fact of where you are. How important has it been for you to appreciate not only what you've been able to accomplish, but also the great things that are still ahead?
You have to focus stick to what you believe in, have faith in yourself. I continuously say put God first and just be grateful and humble and never look back. When you look back, you tend to fall back into places that you don't want to be stagnant. So you take the experiences you've learned in your past and make it be something more positive as you get older, as you move on in your life. It's just about putting God first and having self-belief. Right. It just makes you go stronger and focused.
Yeah. And I think that focus is definitely important. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome author Ilene Nugent to our program today. We're talking with Ilene not only about her literary journey, but also her journey in life, what it's been like for her to realize the gift that she's been given and what it's been like for her to share that with other people. Now, it's one thing to write one project or to complete one project, Ilene, totally different thing to be able to continue that. I mean, talk to us about the experience. We've talked a lot on this program this year about faith over fear. I mean, what was it like for you to go from visions of a blind man and to prepare for the release of Between Two Worlds? Did you have any fear of would it be received as well as the first book, or what was that experience like for you going from one book to the next?
Actually, there was no fear, and I'm being very honest with you. The way I write, once I'm finished one book, I get this enormous sense of I have to write another book immediately, and I will see the title of the book as soon as one book is completed, and I start writing immediately, and it's just an out-of-body experience I get when I write. So I'll sit back and I will see everything that I'm doing, and it's just unstoppable. I finish one project and I go into the other project, and I don't have this fear. I just have this real anxiety, this overwhelming feeling of happiness, like another book has arrived and I got to get it on paper, get it done, put it out immediately. And it's so exciting for me that I just have to do it. Once I finish that book, I'll go into another book. So I have several books, not just both books, but 8 other books that have actually been completed, children and adult books. And I've actually put them aside because once I start writing, it just becomes unstoppable. And it's just who I am, I guess. As a visionary writer, that's just how I write.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. So take us then into, the experience for yourself. I mean, when it comes to visions of a blind man, did you know going into that book exactly how it was going to end, or were there surprises along the way as you were able to kind of share these characters with the world and to be able to develop them?
Visions of a blind man and all the books I've written, I actually have no clue what's next. I have this out-of-body experience that I actually, when I write, that every journey I've taken and I've written in the book, I'm just on the edge of my audience. I'm not sure what's going to happen next. I see it, I read it, I move as the book moved. I could feel, breathe, take the journey. It's like myself talking to you or watching television. That's how I see all the characters. That's how I see the book itself. And that's how I write. I take you on the same journey as myself. So as I journey and write the story of the book, both books, Visions of a Blind Man and Between Two Worlds, I just have this out-of-body experience where I see and feel and breathe and can hear every emotion of all the characters. And as I write and go along the way, my audience will feel the same experience that I feel. And at the end of the books, that also is a twister because I get lost saying, oh my gosh, what's next? I have no clue until the end comes like, oh, wow. And then that may not be the end of the story. So the end of the books are really twisters. It leads into another book, but is it really another story? Until that vision comes again, then there may be a second book to that. But as a visionary writer, it's like going into another world and seeing someone else's life and writing it out on paper and having my audience experience it the same exact way as I experienced it.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier about not only entertaining but also the spiritual aspect. Do you think that's part of the signature of books by Ilene Nugent, to have that element in it?
It's not the signature. It's just a part of the books itself. I have other books that are not supernatural book, thriller book. It's also love and drama. But these two books turned out to be thriller with love, romance, drama, mystery, suspense, supernatural, paranormal, tarot. But this is what I've seen in my vision as I write. So those books came out like that. The other books are totally different. Even as most of my children's books that I've written, that I've not released as yet, you will get the same experience of my journey in the children's book. The third book I'll be putting out, hope by next year, that book is a love drama, and you will have the same experience of how I travel and journey through the visions of that book.
Wow. Well, is that part of the fun for you, Ilene, not knowing what's going to happen next, and also not knowing how each story is going to end?
Yes, it is. It's a lot of fun because I'm on the edge saying, oh, what's next? Oh, my gosh, what's going to happen? And I have no clue until I have to start writing again. So as I'm writing the books, all of a sudden it's like a voice in my head that stop writing. And I'm on the edge where what's happening next? What's next? And I have no clue until I have to start writing it all over again. It's like, oh, that's what's going to happen. And then there's another twist, and then I have to stop. And so as I go along writing, I have to actually stop and then continue and find out the impact of each different chapter of the book. So I am just in awe and shock as my audience. And that's the journey I take everybody on, the same journey I'm having spiritually, visually. My audience get the exact type of vision and the exact type of journey as myself.
Gotcha. Well, in the latest book that you've been able to write and release, Ilene, is one, again, that kind of ties in the elements you've discussed, but also family, and that is Between Two Worlds. Talk to us about that. I mean, what was it like for you to explore the dynamics and the complexity of family in this second book?
For the second book, the dynamic where the sisters are concerned, it shows the closeness as also the separation and how they live their lives through trust, communication, and can they actually stick together as a family. And not giving away the story, where you have to read the book, there is a lot of twists and turns where at the end you'll actually realize that family is so important that if you don't stick together, through thick and thin, you may lose the one you love. So, never stop telling the person your family members, I love you, I'm there for you, no matter what it is. I'll never give up on you.
Yeah.
So, with Between Two Worlds, it tells you how the parents and the children and in-laws all get along and how important it is to be a family and to stick together and, hold on to each other like crystal glasses that is about to break, that you never let go and you keep yourself secured as a family.
Yeah. Speaking of family, one of the things that, of course, happens with storytellers like you, Ilene, is that you not only, of course, are able to share your stories with the world and your readers, but you also are able to inspire other writers or aspiring writers. What has it been like for you to now be an example for them as to what's possible when it comes to pursuing your goals and dreams?
Never give up on your dreams. I've listened to it by everybody, but it's actually the truth. Never give up on your dream, but never give up on yourself. Trust in yourself and trust in God first, because when you do that, no matter what comes your way, you can overcome any boundaries. There is no limit. The Bible says that when God created man and woman, He gave them everything of this world. It is yours to take. It is yours to dominate. When you lose that vision and blessing that was given to you, then you lose your way. So never give up on what God has blessed you with. You are kings and queens of the world. Follow your vision, follow your dreams, and never look back. Keep going forward, because as you go forward, it's like a tree with branches. Each branch have a different journey, but it continues into another branch, onto another tree, attaching itself and growing. Never stop growing. Never stop believing. Just believe in yourself, and everything will be 100%, even if it doesn't look that way to you. in the eyes of God is 100% because we're all born perfect through the eyes of God. What we do is imperfect, but we make sure, have the faith to continue our journey and never give up on ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's a great message, and it's a great reminder for all of us. Again, everyone, author Ilene Nugent is our guest. We're talking with her not only about what it's been like for her to share her literary gift with all of us, but also to see the response. Another big thing we've been talking about is the importance of realizing the gift that we all have and being able to use that gift. Her newest book is called Between Two Worlds. We'll tell you at the end of our segment how you can stay connected with Ilene. Last thing I want to talk to you about, Ilene, is the what's next. We've kind of talked about that this year on the show, about the importance of not only appreciating where you are, but also, of course, looking ahead. So I know you said you have several books that are already done. What should our audience be looking forward to from you next?
They should be looking forward to a children's book, Peter and the Four-Leaf Clover, and also another children's book called The Great Pumpkin Trail, a drama, love story called Poor Little Black Girl. That should be out next year. And I've also written a stage play and about 8 other books. So those books have already completed and done. They're just waiting on the shelf right now, my shelf, to be published, and one by one, maybe 2 by 2, but they can look forward to that. And hopefully in the long run, a film. I can actually, have one of the books turn into a film. I actually have sent both books, Visions of Sublime and Between Two Worlds, to Will Packer. Hopefully he's reading the books and get in touch, but I'm looking straight ahead, no looking back, going forward, hoping for the best, God in front of me, God behind me, and full speed ahead. Yeah.
I think it's a great reminder for all of us, for sure. Again, everyone, Ilene Nugent has been our guest. Make sure you all get her 2 books that are out now through our friends at Amazon.com. And so make sure you all are also staying connected with Ilene. So, Ilene, where's the best place for our audience to go to be able to stay connected with you?
They can go to Instagram, Ilene_Nugent. They can also go to Twitter, Ilene Nugent, and Facebook, Ilene Nugent. And also my website, visionarywriter.org.
Okay, visionarywriter.org. So make sure you all are staying connected with Ilene there. Ilene, congratulations to you on the books and the journey, and thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. I appreciate you so much, and have a fantastic and blessed day today. Thank you.
You do the same thing. You're more than welcome. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. I want to thank our good friend, author and motivational speaker Charles Clark, for actually connecting myself with Ilene. He's the one that helped us to set up this conversation today. So, Charles, we definitely appreciate you and you, our audience, for tuning into another edition of Conversations Live. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Ilene. Don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media sites, so head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go over to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share it with your friends from there too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.